Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today's review is Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. It is book 3 of the Hush Hush saga. Like the cover there looks like they're standing beside the ocean with the angel. I'm assuming that's Patch holding Nora. I'm unsure, but that's what I assume on the cover. I will read the inside for you. Nora Gray can't remember the past. 5 minutes of her life. Start over. Nora Gray can't remember the past 5 months of her life. After the initial shock of waking up in a cemetery and being told that she has been missing for weeks, with no one knowing where she was or who she was with, she tries to get her life back on track, go to school, hang out with her best friend V, and dodge her mom's creepy new boyfriend. But there is this voice in the back of her head, an idea that she can almost reach out and touch. Visions of angel wings and unearthly creatures that have nothing to do with the life she knows. And this unshakable feeling that a part of her is missing. Then Nora crosses paths with a sexy stranger whom she feels a mesmerizing connection to. He seems to hold all the answers and her heart. Every minute she spends with him grows more and more intense until she realizes she could be falling in love again. So this one here continues on with where the last one left off. And as you can see, she's been missing. So spoiler alert for the last book, if you haven't read it. She, at the end of it, she was technically kidnapped. And she's been missing, and she remembers absolutely nothing. They erased her memory from when she met Patch all the way up until she gets like April to September, basically. All the same main characters. Patch, V, her best friend, Nora herself, Nora's mom, Marcy and Marcy's dad, Hank Miller. Detective Basso plays a minor role, and her friend Scott are the main contributors. We learn a couple other names for like some of the other fallen angels and the Nephilim. I don't like that word. But I don't remember any of their names. If they happen to come up in the next book, I will write them down when I do the review for book 4. So this one is definitely better than the first two, in my opinion. Like I said before, in a series of 4, the first 2 are like character building and story building and plot building. And I felt like Patch, even though I understood his reasonings for why he was being such a jerk, he was being a jerk. So he gets to redeem himself in this one. It's definitely a redemption story arc for sure, for Patch anyway. He gets to redeem himself. And we'll see how well he does in the 4th book. I'm assuming it all gets solved properly. This one, Nora gets even more bolder because she's tired of being in the dark. And I don't blame her. V is also just as sassy and untrustworthy. Again, I can totally understand why. You can see how they've all grown and changed with everything that's happened to them, and even Patch adjusting to how things have to be as opposed to how he wants them to be. He even admits near the end that his goals have changed. And if you've read the first book, you know what his original end goal was. So it's changed since then. Definitely some twists thrown in. Some parts I was not expecting. I literally, near the end, of course, it gets more intense as it goes. I literally gasped out loud and was like, oh no. And I was on my lunch break at work, and my coworker is like, oh no, something good's happening. It was kind of funny. We had a little conversation. She let me spoil the book a little bit for her. I will not do that with you guys. I try my very best not to do spoilers with you guys. Because I want you to read the books. I don't want to tell you all about them. I want you to read them. Definitely some twists thrown in. Part of the main conflict is wrapped up in this, but not all of it. And they still have one of the other main issues to solve, like how are Patch and Nora going to stay together, being as they're not supposed to be together. So we'll figure that one out. Better emotions in this one than the first two. Higher emotions, definitely shock and awe and some happiness and anger. I wanted to jump in there and like help Nora beat people up. I felt her frustration. It was kind of nice to see her falling in love again, because she didn't remember falling in love with Patch the first time, so that's kind of nice. I hate when people have to lose their memories though, like, and having people lie to them and stuff like that. Like, it's very frustrating with all of that. There was still no dragons in this series, unfortunately. I'm sure one of the other books I'll be reading sometime this year will have dragons. Maybe in July I will find some books with dragons for you guys. The last video I was saying how I was kind of comparing it to another series and I couldn't remember what it was called, and that is the Angel Fall series. I can't remember the girl's name. It's in the End of the World. I should have wrote it down. That would help me remember it. But I suck at that. I suck at remembering to write things down. I felt the pace in this one was way better. Definitely a little bit faster. Starts off slow and gets faster as the book goes. I didn't talk much about Scott in the last book. He was introduced in the last book as a potential second love interest and a friend, and potentially part of the bad guys. But Scott is our friend. I hope he stays our friend anyway. He seems nice. He seems potential love interest for Nora's friend V, which would be kind of cool. So we'll see how things go with Scott, if he helps them out or not. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I feel like I'm out of practice. I just did the Crescendo review not that long ago. But before that, there was a large gap where I didn't do reviews. I'm going to give this one, the third book in a series, of 4 out of 5 stars. It exceeded my expectations. The writing is still great. The plot was much more engaging than book 2 and 3. Book 1 and 2, because this is book 3. Book 1 was still engaging, don't get me wrong. It hooked me, obviously. Definitely emotionally moving. Love parts. Still some parts I didn't care for, especially at the beginning. I still don't think I'm going to reread the series, though, but I do highly, highly recommend them. I have been enjoying them. I found them interesting. There's some parts about them that are a little bit unique that I haven't heard of in an angel book before, or books about angels and supernatural, if that makes any sense. So yeah, a little bit different. Definitely entertaining. Definitely worth reading through book 1 and 2 to get to. Book 2, yeah, kind of has its issues. I still liked it though, don't get me wrong. It was still a good book. But it's worth it to get to book 3. And I will be reading book 4 hopefully this weekend and getting a review to you shortly after. I will put the links to all the other books in the description box below. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful long weekend. If you live in North America, happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July to any of my US fans out there. And I will see you all in the next video.